When they are here, you're fine with the president denigrating them with a slur?
Abby, I think everybody...
By someone saying that their political opponent should be put in jail? Okay, well,
it's not about being offended. You should never just preemptively assume your opponent should be in jail like that.
Others to now prop up Gavin Newsom and say he's great when he's putting out AI-generated photos of our president in handcuffs on a sidewalk.
The reason Gavin is rising is that they look at him as a fighter. They may not like the game, but he's playing to win.
Well, threats of, or not even threats, just memes about locking up your political opponent are suddenly so offensive.
Oh, it's not about being
to
really
the other side of the aisle when it was
it's
fine
about being...
when Trump did it for the last 8 years.
And that's not going to just be yelling back at the guy who's yelling at you.
Next for us.
But this is their role model? A guy who calls someone a retard? A guy who calls someone a piggy? This is our role model, the President of the United States?
Hello, everybody. Guys, we have a wonderful surprise today. I couldn't believe it. We got Sid the Sloth on the panel, and we got Punk Ass. Let's get into the segment, and we'll talk about it.
Tonight, Gavin Newsom is lamenting the remaining years of the Trump era. In an interview with the New York Times, the California governor got emotional about Donald Trump's rhetoric.
I can't even conceive of 3 more years of this. It really is. What's happening to our kids? Their brains are already being scrambled by social media and everything else we didn't even talk about. But this is their role model? A guy who calls someone a retard? A guy who calls someone a piggy? This is our role model, the President of the United States?
Over the last 6 months, Newsom has been emulating Trump's brash, all-caps-laden, and often AI-generated social media persona. And it's not just Democrats. Listen to these Republicans who rejected the president's demand for a new map in Indiana.
The efforts were mean-spirited from the get-go. So, I think they get what they get. I wish that President Trump would change his tone.
I had released a post about my displeasure over some the slur that the president used. Words have consequences, and for me, it was just added to a litany of reasons of why this was just bad policy and not good timing, and wasn't deserving of my support.
That last Indiana lawmaker that you just heard, one of the reasons that he said that he rejected this map was when he heard Trump use the R-word slur. He has a child with a disability. And I wonder if Gavin Newsom, you think, Brianna, is hitting on something that is bubbling up here. When you have Republicans saying Trump is going too far, is that a sentiment that could hurt Trump and Republicans going forward?
I don't think so. I think to the state senator, Bo Boachek, who just spoke, I can understand why a parent with a child with Down syndrome would be sensitive to the use of the R word, and I completely agree. But I do think to his point about words mattering, words matter, but policies matter more. And if he cares about the dignity of people and children with Down syndrome, that he should want to make sure Republicans have a good, fair fighting chance in Congress, because it's parties like Congressman Moskowitz's party who votes against legislation that would ban abortion solely on the basis of Down syndrome. And so if you want to focus on the dignity of those with Down syndrome, words may hurt, but policies will hurt more. So I think he should have voted with the Republicans to redistrict.
Not having insurance is also going to hurt.
So you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah,
you
your party
think it's
should have
important
voted it down.
for, on the abortion piece, for children with Down syndrome to have a chance of life. But when they are here, you're fine with the president denigrating them with a slur?
Abby, I think everybody at this table, at least for my generation, the lexicon, unfortunately, uses the R word not to smear or malign anybody.
Playground in 5th grade,
no,
not
Abby,
the
I'm
president
telling
of the
you
United
right
States.
now, that is a word that unfortunately is just thrown around as if you're calling someone an idiot or a moron. I'm not defending it, but I'm saying that President Trump certainly was not using it to attack someone who has a legitimate disability. I think we all know that too. Calling Tim Walz the R word is not trying to say Tim Walz has Down syndrome.
Well, look, Tim Walz also has a child with disabilities, so there's that too. But
He just called Somalis garbage, and people from shithole countries like, what are you talking about? You see what I mean? They would just defend and excuse everything Trump says about people, no matter what it is. It's not just Trump. He's normalized this behavior, and it's getting worse, guys. The entire Republican Party speaks like this, or at minimum, they come up here and make excuses. They have thrown all decency out the window, and I think Dems are starting to realize and starting to put on their boxing gloves. And guys, I name call, obviously. I name call and insult here a lot. I sing at these people. But there are things that are obviously effing off limits. You don't go into people's skin color and disgusting slurs and the bigotry, going into people's religion and making disgusting assumptions. Or like using the R word, of course. I think you're vile. I don't mind the petty insults, but what Republicans do is much more nefarious. The constant demonizing of different groups of people. Everyone is dangerous. Everyone is violent. Or DEI hires, which is just another way for them to say the N-word. Or terrorists, or and so on and so on. White people are the only ones conveniently they leave out of any form of any attack. I wonder why that is. Someone please help me out with that one. I can't seem to put my finger on it.
Charles, you were saying.
I mean, I think, you know, we're in the wicked season, and we got used to Trump defying gravity. And we thought, you know, a lot of people thought that that was going to happen forever. I think that gravity is now taking hold. I believe that there's a political gravity that's happening with Donald Trump because people are getting exhausted by it. I think this is what was happening at the end of the first term. And I think this is where Newsom has to tread a little bit more lightly here, because emulating Donald Trump, by the end of his presidency, people were exhausted by Donald Trump. They did not want exact replica of Donald Trump. They wanted something completely different from that. And I think that, you know, Gavin Newsom has to figure out if he wants to continue the next 3 years as being the anti-Trump by being a kind of a mirror image of him.
Yeah, can he do both?
But that's not...
Ezra Klein has an interview with him basically saying he is the front runner for the Democratic Party. Yet what did he put out? An AI-generated photo of the President of the United States in handcuffs this week. He told the Indiana governor, get down on your knees today in a post on X. So, I don't know, on one hand, the president can't do it, but yet Gavin Newsom is now the front runner for the Democrat?
Your knee pads are in the mail. Oof. That's good. That's good. I mean, guys, you guys want to be vile. I don't know what else to do.
Wait, I don't know. It's sort of a chicken and egg kind of situation.
What are you talking about? No, we're talking about verbiage. We're talking about verbiage.
I'm saying what's chicken and egg is that you're sort of implying that Gavin Newsom started it, and that it's fair then for
I didn't
Trump
say Gavin Newsom started
Republicans to continue it. When
we all
when
know
fact,
how the president speaks.
Yeah, exactly.
We all know how the president speaks. He got reelected with 77 million votes. People
Do you remember this? This is a Trump post from 2024 where he reposts a truck with Joe Biden hogtied on the streets and Trump flags flying. So I mean, Gavin Newsom's point is, and trust me, I think part of the question I'm asking is, can he do this, right? But his point is that Trump does this every day. Now, all of a sudden, Republicans are up in arms. You've got Republicans like Peter Navarro saying, I went to prison defending the Constitution because of woke assholes like you who weaponized our justice system. This isn't close to funny. All you're doing is inciting more violence. Was it violence when Trump did it? And why are Republicans suddenly so offended?
Look, I can't speak to those Republicans, and I'm not arguing with you. We know how Donald Trump speaks, and he's very blunt. That's one of the things that people of America like about him. And sometimes he uses words I don't always agree with. But I'm just saying, for the media and others to now prop up Gavin Newsom and say he's great when he's putting out AI-generated photos of our president in handcuffs on a sidewalk, well, then what's the difference?
Offended by it.
I'm saying, what's the difference? I'm saying, what's the difference? If you guys want to slam the president constantly.
Are you offended by someone saying that their political opponent should be put in jail? Okay, well, let's.
It's not even about being offended. You should never just preemptively assume your opponent should be in jail like that.
He has done his entire political career.
Tell you what, for what she's done, they should lock her up. She's disgraceful. It's disgraceful. Hillary Clinton has to go to jail, okay? She has to go to jail. You should lock them up. Lock up the Bidens. Lock up Hillary.
All right, so tale as old as time. Lock her up. This was 2016. This was 4 years before Joe Biden. This was 4 years before the alleged lawfare. Lock her up. What are we talking about here?
First of all, he said should. Did Donald Trump weaponize his Department of Justice to lock Hillary Clinton up? No, he didn't. But did Joe Biden lock up Peter Navarro, Steve Bannon, try Donald Trump?
The reporting is, in his first term, he certainly tried. And he had a different government at the time, a different cabinet at the time, and it didn't work. But listen, I'm not...
I got her theme song. Everyone knows I'm in over my head, over my head. Let me know if you know the reference. This is why you do this. They're such little crybabies. You do exactly what they do back to them, and they start bitching about it. It just makes sense that they're like this. This is why they always talk about alpha this and alpha that and obsess over it, because they wish they were. They use their bigotry and this kind of cruelty as a way to almost elevate themselves, because otherwise they face some type of existential reality that they are the insufficient ones. Republicans are just little wimps. They call people terrorists. Democrats should be hanged, but cry if you repeat the exact words of Charlie Kirk himself said. Or if you literally do the same exact thing they just did. They just start crying. It's incredible. Like, if I were in office, it's what I would do all the time. Go say something bigoted and watch what I say about Charlie Kirk. And watch them cry all over the news for a week. And I would do it over and over and over. And watch how it weakens these disgusting attacks they have for people who may be different from them one way or another. You would just always look foolish when they come to find out, oh, that's why he attacked you like that. Because you're being a vile piece of trash. Ah, okay. You're just being a little wimp. And come on, everyone knows Gavin is only doing this because of what I just said. These people are not wanting to be decent and civil. Gavin, if Gavin keeps it up, he has my vote. So enough of us trying to extend the arm and work with these people. They don't want that. They don't care about Newsom saying all of this. They only care because they're getting finally hit back. If they want to be decent, they can put the knives down first. Other than that, they can go F themselves. Do I wish it was different? Of course, but it's not where we are anymore. We have to play the game with the new rules in place. They created this mess.
Defending any of this, but I just think it is so interesting that memes and that threats of, or not even threats, just memes about locking up your political opponent are suddenly so offensive
it's not about being
to
really
the other side of the aisle when it was
It's about
fine
being-
when Trump did it for the last 8 years.
I mean, listen, A for effort on that locker up thing. Okay, but here's what I would say, right? At the end of the day, the game has changed. And what Democrats have decided is we may not like the game. We may find it morally reprehensible. But what Gavin has decided is he's going to play the game, because if you don't play, you automatically lose. And so you can play the game while also saying, I don't like the game.
Can you?
Yeah,
You're
Can you?
making my
Because
point. You're
I would-
making my point,
I would say-
Congressman.
I would say,
Exactly my
Congressman,
point.
I don't know if that's true.
Well,
I don't know if
bugging,
you tell
Abby.
Americans that, like, you know, we're going to just normalize this whole thing.
It is
and I'm
normalized.
going to go, you know, when they go low, I go lower. That's the thing that people are
Yeah.
saying these days. That the actual representation of that is this. How do you go to the American people and then say, kick those people out and put me in instead?
Because it's the politics of escalation. That is what is going on in the House that I serve in. That's what I see every single solitary day. I mean, again, right, you remove one person from committee on one side, the next year they remove two. You remove two, they remove four. They don't like what Biden's DOJ did, what Trump's DOJ is worse. Okay, and so it's the politics of escalation. And so Democrats could decide not to play. But then we lose, then we lose in the communications game. Then Democrats say, we're not fighters, we're not fighting. The reason Gavin is rising is that they look at him as a fighter. They may not like the game, but he's playing to win.
All
Well,
right. Very quick.
Okay. I think that I would offer this to other liberals out there. The tit for tatting with the memes feels good. Eventually, someone's going to have to wake up and realize that this is fascism that's approaching.
Oh,
It's not going to be.
Oh,
It's not
my
going to just be a
goodness.
meme that's going to be the response.
Lordy.
There's going to have to be more people in the streets. There's going to have to be more really hard decisions made about how you want to live and what your future should look like. And that's not going to just be yelling back at the guy who's
All
yelling
right.
at you.
Next for us, the
She's such a child. Why did she roll her eyes at that? Like, what is wrong with these people? And Charles is right, but you can do it all. You can protest. You can fight for health care like Dems did recently and make it right into the limelight, essentially. That's all great. But when they get in the gutter, we need to show people that we can get dirty too. And we won't just take things lying down. I would say it's dangerous if you don't. They are normalizing this sick behavior, this sick rhetoric more and more each day. Like Minnie Moskowitz there is right. I don't know why I call him that, but Minnie Moskowitz is right. It just comes off as so righteous and above it all. It starts to look, just on the optics, it starts to look like you don't care. Whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. On the surface, a lot of people are not watching politics day in and day out like we may. right? Like, so on the surface, it just looks like that you aren't a fighter, and that when you get punched, you just sit and take it and take the high road. On the surface, it looks complacent. People want to see that you're a dog and that you will fight, because that's what you're there for. These people, guys, Republicans aren't willing to talk policy. They don't. They're attacking us in the most vicious manner possible. Attack back. Call them fascist powder. Say they have racist Tourette's. Make fun of them. Minimize them and the things they say. It's why I sing at them. Well, at least part of the reason. I just like doing it. It's funny. It belittles them as well. Like, guys, we're fighting with one hand behind our backs when we want to be this level of righteousness, when these people are not having a righteous fight. You aren't playing chess anymore. This is an effing boxing match. Put the damn chess piece down and put the gloves on. And guys, you know I love any reason to do this, but come on, I think the things I say aren't too bad either. Let's see what we got here. I made a list. I had to make a list. It's just too many. We got Bite of the Brainless, Fascist Powder, Evil Mr. Clean, Humpty Dumpty or Big Boy Burgers, Little Shit Michael. That's one of my favorites. Marvel's Kingpin. That's a good name. Sid the Sloth. She's right there on the panel. The Human Platypus. He's a classic. Dumbo, for obvious reasons. The Undead. I just resurrected her a few days ago. I need to stop doing that to her. We got Squeakers, of course. Mr. Wonderful Idiot or Kevin O' Dumbass. We got Timu Trump or Mr. 89% Off. We got Timu Kardashian. Timu Trump, Timu Kardashian. We got the MAGA hippie. The MAGA hippie. Long lost Hanson brother. Punk ass, who's right there on the panel. Trump's baby mama of the year. Scott Jennings, Mr. Bump and Grind himself. We got Hispanic Vince McMahon. My Little Pony. Miss Piggy. Guys, it's just because she looks like her. It's the snout. I promise. The Sad and the Restless. We got Crooked Mouth. And last but not least, Beanie Baby. That's it. It's not a big deal. But I promise Papi means well. It's just my way of putting on my armor and picking up my sword. And like I said before, do you want to play rough? Let's play rough. Abby would never put me on the show because of the name calling. Come on, Abby. I wouldn't do that on live TV. Come on. I don't know. I might do it. Don't put me on. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. Please leave a like, subscribe. Really helps the channel. Really helps push the message out there. And I'll catch you in the next one.